This is probably the most unkept I've been in a video so far this year.
Do you see that?
What? Your white hair?
It's not.
Salt and pepper? Oh, not the white hair?
No, I was talking about you're supposed to be like the silver fox.
Oh! This is the
Keep
most
looking over
amazing.
here. You sure you don't want?
No, the camera's over here. I like it this way. Over here, the little green button. Don't mess with my mojo. I like the camera on this side because I'm used to looking that way. So just follow the green light.
I like looking over here.
Look away from the camera. But my camera, my rules.
Can you tilt it and see if it captures that?
I don't know. Let's see. So that is our view right now. And that is one of our pool floaties that floated away during yesterday's storm.
I don't know if the video is picking it up, but like in life or in person, it looks like there's rays coming through the clouds.
I know, it's beautiful.
Definitely did not get that view where we lived at previously.
I think one of the hardest things right now, we have been talking about what we're putting where on the property. And because of that view, we're having second thoughts because we don't want to obstruct it. So now we're kind of going back like, well, maybe we shouldn't put the chicken coop here because we're going to look at the chicken coop instead of the sunset. So little things like that. But it's kind of nice to have that problem just because it's such a nice view in the evening. Yeah, and it feels so good out here too. And there's always like a little light breeze or a heavy breeze depending on, the weather.
Right. Point of reference. So since we have a big pasture, our property is basically just pasture land. You don't really have a lot of point of reference. It's just so wide and open.
It's just like one big blank canvas. So getting to put structures down like the YouTube studio behind us was kind of a bit of a challenge just because there was nothing. There was no point of reference anywhere. So we're like, should we tilt it this way? Should we shift it this way? Should it look to this side of the property? So, but I think we're really happy with the placement, even though this is not what this video is about. We're just rambling. All right, should we get started? Let's address the elephant in the room.
Well, yeah. So are y'all building the house? Are you not? Are we? I don't know. Are we? What's taking you so long?
Apparently that's another elephant in the room.
No, that is
talking about that elephant.
No, so that is the elephant in the room. So like, we read through the comments and like, everybody's been very, very nice. And then you got your outliners out there that are like, tell us when you're going to build your house or show us videos of you building the house. And it's like,
you guys are so demanding sometimes. No, 99% of you guys are amazing. It's that 1%. It's like, okay. It's kind of funny, actually.
No, so it's like, it's real life, we don't have a unlimited amount of resources and we can't just like spend millions of dollars, kind of like on HGTV. You see those people, it's like, oh, we did a bathroom. And then all of a sudden you're like, did it really cost $10,000 or was that a $50,000 job? And that's kind of like, home build.
But I think they're even talking about YouTubers themselves because I see YouTubers change from house to house to house. And I also see a lot of YouTubers going, oh, we decided to custom build and we're moving in next week. And that's all they're showing you. They're not showing you the everyday. They've been working on this for months and, they might have bigger audiences and, their financial situation is even different. So they can do those things. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? We're a little bit more real in here. And if you guys saw my channel update video, which was the first video that I did ever since we moved up here, you guys know that we have experienced so many, speed bumps getting to where we are right now. And while some people think this outdoor area might not be necessary for us to be doing, It's actually very necessary for us to have some outdoor space. We are living in a very small camper. And again, if you guys want to, refer to that video, I'll link to it in the description box so you understand why we're in a camper. But we're in tight quarters and the kids are, they're here for summer. Nelson works from home, so we can't be in the camper all day, every day. Having an outdoor space, having a place for the kids to come out and enjoy the outdoors, which is one of the reasons why I moved up here in the first place, is very important to us. So the fact that we have a place that's covered, that's protected, we have seating, we have a place to eat, we have a place to hang out, the kids have a place to swim, that's actually been a huge relief for us because the kids get distracted and they get to enjoy their time while, mommy and daddy are working or, taking care of things that are necessary.
Which I think, it's kind of been part of our journey. What is a home? Is it the structure or is it the family that you're around? And that's something that, you know, I think we've learned through this whole journey. It's like, as long as your family is near and close, doesn't matter where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm shaking my hands because, like,
you're hitting the table, you're shaking the camera.
What else? So we're Hispanic, so like we talk with our hands, or if you're Italian, you do the same thing.
Yeah, no, we do. But he likes to hit the table, and so every time he hits the table, like the camera goes. Ding. So I always have to remind him. I'm like, stop.
But yes, we are still building a home.
All right. The original plan. Now I'm shaking the table. The original plan was to start, actually, by the end of this month, we were supposed to start building the house. However, this January, don't know if you guys know, but on January 21st, it was my 40th birthday. And Nelson had this amazing trip planned for my 40th birthday, which was freaking amazing. We went to Gaylord Opryland in Nashville. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a very nice resort, and it's all like inside. You have a water park, you have kind of like a forest inside of this huge atrium, and you just stay in there. It was January, it was after Christmas, it was cold. We didn't know where to go, and I happened upon this place on like Instagram, and I was like, hey, check this out. So he decided, hey, this would be great for your 40th birthday, which it was. And we had a blast, right? We got to relax. There was a lot of restaurants in there. We got to eat some really good food. The kids got to go to the water park, and Nelson did an amazing job of like booking me like this whole day of like spa time, which was awesome because there was so much stress leading up to it. He was like, "You need a day at the spa."
So we booked the Sound Waves package, and what that is you stay at a certain portion of the resort, and you have access to the water park,
the indoor water park, which is so cool,
which was awesome. During the middle of the winter,
yeah.
And for her birthday, I booked like an all day spa, like
it was all day.
Us and the kids dropped her off at like 8
in the morning,
30 in the morning.
You didn't see me till after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and it was like whatever, full body. It was,
it was very nice.
So they have a really, really nice indoor like spa experience, and look it up if
we definitely recommend it. And if you live in Tennessee, you get like the Tennessee resident discount, which was really cool too. So, but yes. It was a very nice experience. It was a wonderful 40th birthday gift, and we all enjoyed that trip. I think a little bit too much because
after all the you're relaxing. We've had such a stressful end of last year. We sold the property, sold our home, bought this property. We're trying to break ground and plan everything to build a home, and all of that leading up to
right, because we moved in with my parents in August.
Right.
We were only planning on staying there for maybe a couple months, but we didn't leave my parents' house till January of this year.
Right.
Everything took so much longer, and my parents were really great. They, we stayed at their house. We were welcome to stay there as long as we needed. But after a while, you feel like you're encroaching on someone else's space, which you are because they're used to living by themselves. And, it got tighter as the time went on, just like it would in any situation. And the fact that we were always traveling up here, we travel. It was like 4 hour travel to get up here to literally camp out because we had no power. We were living off a generator. We had no septic tank. We had so much stuff to do when we were up here, and then we would finish whatever small tasks we could get done, or sometimes we couldn't get done because the utilities or the companies couldn't come out because of the weather. And then we had to go back home drained. And it was a very stressful time. So that little like spa trip birthday was perfect.
So it's like in the middle of the madness, it's like we had a vacation and just completely relaxed everybody.
I know.
Maybe a
Relax.
little too much.
A little too much. Because
Do you want to stand up?
a couple weeks later we found out that we're expecting, we have a little baby on the way.
So it was and that was after we moved up here. So it's like we moved up here
Yeah.
to the resort, and all of a sudden, being up here was such a calming experience. It's like the world isn't moving 8,000 miles an hour all of a sudden. We're out in the country, and it's like you could breathe, and it's like, holy cow, you can see the stars. You can, enjoy the night. It's not, you're not seeing, 20,000 cars drive. We're not driving. We're not stuck in traffic for like hours and hours just because there's so many people around us. It's just like we're just in a very rural part, and it was just like, oh my god, that's a huge just release.
Exactly.
And then that huge release ended into
fairly too much happy time. So it was weird because at that time I wasn't able to film much. Or I wasn't able to film at all because Nelson was working. We had no internet. You guys know the drill. And I was like, okay, well, on days that I took the kids to school, I'd come back home and I'd just focus on like the household stuff. And so it was really different for me. And then all of a sudden, I'm resting, but I'm feeling really tired. Like a little bit too tired. And I'm like, this is a little strange. Mind you, when I turned 40, I literally had a talk with myself and I said, okay, I am 40 years old. I don't think I'm going to have babies anymore. And that was something that I had to come to terms with. And I know a lot of you guys don't know this story. Most of you guys do. The ones who've been following for a little while know this story. But back in 2018, I was pregnant. And we were very excited about it. We were going to have a fourth baby. And unfortunately, when I went in for my 16-week checkup, we had found out that the baby's heartbeat had stopped. And my body didn't realize that it had happened. So I had a missed miscarriage, which meant that I actually had to go to the hospital and I had to be induced and I had to go into labor to, have my baby girl who had passed away. And that was pretty tough. That was 2018, which was a couple months before I actually started YouTube, which is another reason why I started YouTube. Nelson encouraged me to do that summer. July 2018 was when I really started doing YouTube. And it was something to kind of distract me from that time because that was pretty hard. I got to hold my baby girl in my arms. I got to see her. We got her little fingerprints, her footprints, and we got to say goodbye to her. After that, we didn't get pregnant again. We didn't get pregnant again at all. And we weren't preventing and we weren't trying, but we were just going about, regular lives. And so I hit 40 and I was like, okay, well, I guess it's not going to happen anymore. I literally looked in the mirror and I said, okay, I'm done. I must be done having kids. It's 40. It's over. And then 2 weeks later, I found out that I was pregnant, which was, oh my goodness. Like, I didn't even tell him at first that I was suspecting it. He has been the one that has known every single time I've been pregnant before I even thought about it. Right, babe? You've been the one that you're like, I think you're pregnant. This time I hadn't said anything. I went to the dollar store down the street. We have a dollar store like 5 minutes away from our house, which is very convenient sometimes when you need something really quick. And I just bought a cheap, like $2 one, I think. I went to the bathroom in the camper. I was like, this can't be. No, I don't know. I'm just stressed, tired, whatever. And I'm usually really, I know it's TMI, but I'm usually right on my cycle. And I was already about 3-4 days late. And I was like, something's not right. But I was in denial. So I took the pregnancy test and I call him really quick. I'm like, Nelson, come over here. He comes in. I was like, take a look at this. And I showed him the pregnancy test. And I didn't believe it either. I think I bought like 3 more tests. I have like 4 different ones that I had to take. And right, it was something that it took me a while to wrap my head around. And until I went to the doctor and I got an ultrasound and I saw it on the screen and I heard the heartbeat, that's when it finally like kicked in.
Right. And kind of like, I think people wonder what the tattoo is. There's 6 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Each one represents, a family member. So now I get to add another one, for the new baby. So people are like, well, what's the tattoo represent? Well, each ring represents a family member. And, I decided to get that after, unfortunately, when we, we lost our baby. And, a lot of people handle losses and pain different ways. And, I figured, hey, she went through that loss. I kind of want to go through a physical pain because obviously it hurts emotionally. Let's go through something that
That was pretty painful.
which will forever let me remember, a member of the family. And so that's the story of that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when we went to look for, the pregnancy test, I keep getting
The table.
I know, like we had to go through a bunch of different stores because, like, the little grocery store that we have that's like 40 minutes away, they didn't have a pregnancy test. I guess.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had to go. We had to go and farther away to get other pregnancy tests. But yeah, we got them and it was positive, and we were like, "Holy cow, this is insane! We're gonna have a baby in a camper." And that's when we started thinking about things a little differently. And we decided to put a little shift into things. So we didn't really say anything at first for many reasons. First of all, I lost my last baby when I was 16 weeks pregnant. So we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? Ironically, when we were 16 weeks pregnant here, I ended up having like a really bad like stomach flu virus. We don't know what it was, but it was violent. I could not keep anything down or in, or it was bad. And up to that point, I had not had much nausea, or I had nausea. I didn't have morning sickness. Because I just never threw up or anything. I've never done that with any of my pregnancies, which is pretty amazing. But this day it hit me, and it hit me hard, and it was just really bad. And he got really, he was like, we need to go down to the emergency room to make sure you're okay. I started freaking out because that was the time that I had found out that my last baby had passed away. And so we were like, okay, we need to go to the doctor. So we left our kids with our amazing neighbors, which, by the way, happen to be the same people who sold us the land. We have become really good friends with them. And so we called them up. One of them actually works at the hospital. So we called them up and we're like, hey, we have this little emergency. We don't know what's going on. Can you watch the kids for a little while? And so we dropped them off, and then we went down and we went to the emergency room. And, our clinic is very small, but, they were great. They were attentive to us. They took care of us. They ended up giving me 2 full IVs because I was very dehydrated and I was very weak. I was pale, but the good news was they checked the baby's heartbeat and everything was fine. So it was just me going through some bug or something, and it ended up being okay, right, babe?
Yeah, and the ER, I think it got us in within like 5-10 minutes.
I know, it was really
and
fast.
Immediately, there, the the hospital was wonderful. The people were there, and you know, small town, it really makes a difference because it's like
You're not in a waiting room full of
everybody.
people.
Well, right, no, but everybody knows everybody, so it's like they want you to be healthy and they want to take care of you because you're just not a number. You're not cattle per se.
It was a little different, and luckily, it's only about 20 minutes away from us. I mean, we're very blessed that we have that not that far away. Now, obviously, it doesn't have all the amenities that a big hospital would have, but they have the
helipad.
protocol. Yeah, they have
they have a helipad. So
right.
if you are, in a more dire situation, they can call and then like
Lift you off to Chattanooga.
Right, to Chattanooga, and in Chattanooga with a helicopter, they're there within like 15 minutes.
I know, it's pretty amazing. So we were very happy with how we were treated. Everything went okay. I ended up going to my next appointment at the gynecologist or the obstetrician, and baby's doing fine.
Which is why we hadn't told anybody. And part of it has to do is once, and I don't know if you told them that, but once we found out that we were pregnant, it's like, hey, let's pull back. Let's let you focus on yourself. Like, there's no point of putting out videos because it's like, last time, if you were under any form of stress, let's try to eliminate the stress. We're in a stressful environment anyways because we're in a camper, but it's like, let's eliminate everything else. So that's why we didn't have videos. We didn't give you updates. It was just, that was not important. YouTube was not important.
Yeah.
This was.
Exactly. And we know a lot of you will understand that. And I'm happy to be back and, start sharing with you guys. But we just hadn't been to a point where we can sit down and actually have this conversation with you all and let you all know what was going on. Now that you guys have seen the last couple videos and a lot of you guys have been kind of, talking and y'all finally asked last time, and I wasn't even like offended or anything like that. He was wondering, how long is it going to take before somebody said something? He was the one that was.
It was like waiting. A running joke. How long can we just not address? How long can we not address the situation and see how far we can take it?
Right. So, obviously the last video, that wide angle, man, made me look really big. Right now I am 23 I am in the 23rd week, and we are due in October. So because of that, we knew that our original plan of starting to build on the house in June, we would have never been ready for the baby. The house was not going to be ready in October for a baby. And so that's why we started thinking. We're like, well, what can we do instead? And the YouTube studio is what we were planning on doing anyways. It was supposed to happen after the house, but because of the baby, it got moved to the front. And this is going to give us that extra space. It's going to give us a place for me to come home to and have a bigger kitchen, a bigger bathroom. I can't bathe an infant in that shower that we have in the camper. It is just way too tight and very inconvenient. Also, if you have never been in a camper before, the master bed it's kind of high up. It's kind of like a trunk kind of thing where there's storage underneath, and because of that, the bed is actually a little higher. I'm a short girl. I'm 5'2", and he says I'm barely even that
on a good day with like high heels.
So I actually have to hop up onto the bed to get in bed every night, which is kind of funny. But I have to have a planned cesarean because I've already had 2 cesareans. I can't be doing that when I get home with the baby. I can't be jumping up on a bed. So I will, a lot of you guys asked this actually, if we're going to have like a sleeper sofa or a bed or something like that in this. That's definitely the plan. We don't know which route we're going to go, but we're thinking sleeper sofa might be the best thing. So I can come here, I can have a little bit more space. We can have a place to put like a little, bassinet, a small crib or something like that. And we just be more comfortable here. And I can, eventually when I recuperate, I can do more videos here and get back to the stuff that you guys are used to while we build the house. And that ended up being like the best solution.
Right. So we're going to use the YouTube studio as like a nursery. So it's like when she
Well,
comes
kind of like a
home.
home. I mean, it's gonna be your home. It's gonna be your tiny home. Um, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just gonna be for the baby, but
No, no, no,
it's
no.
gonna
What
be
I
for the
mean is a
entire family.
temporary nursery. So like you
Yeah,
come here, recoup. You have everything you need. Single level.
more
You don't have to get
space.
in and out. Bedroom, bassinet, baby.
It's all
Full
right
size
there.
bathroom, full size kitchen. And once we have that up and running, like I can go build the home, and it's not as huge of a rush because it's like, we could have rushed into the building of the home,
And
and
we could
then
have made a
we'd
lot of mistakes.
right. And what we've learned up here, it's like, you got to take your time and do and plan everything out accordingly. Because like, you know, we've learned that if you rush something, you're gonna make a mistake. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're not in the timeline. We
No,
own the land. We own everything out here. So let's do everything correctly. Let's not make a misstep just because we're trying to rush something.
right. And again, no matter how much we would have rushed it, the house was just not going to be ready. And then bringing a baby to a camper with us already, 5 of us in there, was just going to be just too much. Which is why this was the most important decision we had to make, and I think it's the right decision because
Well, not only that, like
go ahead.
just like y'all love videos from us, this gives us an office,
A
and you can
place
make
to share.
more videos now. Like all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden you have an office, you know, studio, bathroom, cooking. This allows us to make more videos for y'all
Mm-hmm.
and to share more of our lives with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if we went and tried to build a home without the studio, you would never really see it, or you would see us, but it'd be like a year later.
Right, because think about it. Everything in construction takes time. There's always going to be delays. So there might be like a span of like 2-3 weeks that something got delayed, or or it's just the framing of the house that we can share. But and I get that that's exciting, but at the same time, I won't have much else to share. And here I can do a lot more things. I know I want to share different kinds of things on my channel than I did before. I want it to be more of like a wholesome kind of, I want the crafts, I want the DIYs, I want the, home decor and seasonal stuff, which is just my passion. But I also want a little bit, I want to share more recipes. I want to share family life and that kind of stuff. And so having a space like this is just going to allow me to do it a little bit sooner. And, I want to be back. I want to share more videos. I want to get back to the regular stuff, but I don't have the space. I don't have like the place to put any of it. And like Nelson said, I don't know if it's because maybe I'm getting older. I don't know what it is, but he's been taking care of me quite a bit, and he's making sure that I don't get ahead of things, I don't do too much, I don't try too hard, I don't overexert myself. And I think that's why it's been going good so far. Everything's great, by the way. My OBGYN says we're progressing nicely, we're doing great, I'm healthy, the baby's healthy, and that's all we can ask for. So we're very excited. And I know a lot of you guys are too, and that was another thing. we we were reading all these comments, and everybody's just sending congratulations and prayers, and you guys are excited for us, and people we've never met are so truly happy for our little blessing, and we couldn't be more blessed, we couldn't be more excited about that. Like, how amazing is that there are people that we've never met and they're just as happy for us as we are. So thank you. I'm getting emotional, I gotta stop. It's the hormones.
Well, what better way to celebrate life? Everybody, and I'm gonna get on my soapbox here, and it's like, everybody thinks the world is doom and gloom, but the best way to resolve anything, that's negative is to surround people or surround yourself with people that are positive and and have a good core or have nice traditional values, and if you have that, bring that into this world, because like just because you think the world may be bad, the only way to combat bad is with good. So it's like, we feel like we have a good strong family. let's keep, not that we plan the pregnancy, but it's like we're not steering away or shying away from the fact that like let's continue to bring good people into this world, because if we don't, you know, what the alternative is. The bad people, will be in charge, and take that however you want to as far as what good and bad is. Good is strong, family centered. The husband's, head of the house, wife, children. You take care of children. Children need to remain innocent. So that's what I mean as good. Bad is hurting people, hurting children, and doing anything negative to stint the growth of children. That is bad. Anything else, it's up to you to decide what good and bad is. That's my interpretation of what good is, and I think that aligns with a lot of people.
I agree. I agree. And we have a lot of followers I know who feel the same way. And we're just excited that we get to bring another amazing little human into this world. We can't wait um till we get to meet this new little person, this new little family member. And we,
Because the other three are wild. So I get it.
They're excited about it. They're
like
they're so excited about it.
Each one gets like wilder and wilder. So like this one I can imagine. Like this one's gonna jump off the roof.
Well, our kids are great. Our kids are great. My oldest, she's just so excited, and she's got that maternal instinct and that love. My son, he protects his sisters, but he's got the sweetest heart. And my littlest, she's just excited about it. She's like, you have to promise, Mom, that when you bring the baby home from the hospital, I get to take the cap off. I get to take the little hat off the baby. Let me take the hat off the baby. I don't know why, but that's like she's fixated on that. So they're all excited, and we're excited, and we can't wait to see, how things are going to turn out. Now our biggest focus is getting, the YouTube studio up, put together, and ready for baby before October. So now is the time when we're really going to be working hard. We have a lot to do in there. We only have July, August, September. Mm-hmm. We've got 3 months to get it done, you guys. And so, because we would like to have it done by the end of by the end of September, so that when October comes, all I have to focus on is just getting the place prepared, for the baby to arrive. I have I have a whole bunch of like ideas on how I'm going to do that, and I'll be sharing that too with you guys. So I can't wait, to start seeing a little bit of progress and sharing with you guys. But that's what's kind of going on. That's the gist of it. That's the big announcement. That's why things had to shift and we couldn't go into building the house. It's just, God knew what he was doing. I don't know why he waited till we were up here in the camper, but he did.
It was the Tennessee air and the Tennessee water.
Yeah, there's something up here in the water, guys. Be careful if y'all move to Tennessee. But yeah, it's just, and we're taking it one day at a time, and we're letting him lead us. And, we trust that that this was the plan all along. So we're excited, and we thank you all for following along. We thank you all for your kind words, your prayers, your love, your excitement. We are very blessed to have you all on this journey with us.
Oh, don't forget the plus 50 hours a week that I have to work.
That is another thing. Yes, Nelson does work full time. He full time from here, and sometimes he does have to travel back to Atlanta for special meetings, or just to check in. We are very, very happy with his new company that he works with. They're very flexible. They're very understanding. They're really nice guys. And, they allow Nelson to work from home from up here. He works quite a bit too. That's the thing. So that, I don't have to work as hard, especially right now. So we are very grateful that he gets to work where he does.
So I got something cool coming up off topic on my channel. I'm not going to talk about it here, but like, if you want to find out what I'm fixing to do something that
On your channel?
Not my channel. I'm talking about Instagram. Sorry.
I was like, so when did you start a YouTube channel?
I should. What, the Latino engineer?
Yeah.
Instagram. I'm gonna be talking about what I'm gonna do, and a whole new challenge. So what's the?
I'll make sure I link it in the description box. Make sure you follow him, because what he's about to do, he can't like get out of, and you guys have to hold him accountable to it. I'll let him be the one who shares all about it, but he's getting prepared to do something kind of crazy he's never done before.
What's the saying? In for a penny, in for a pound. So might as well. We got all this stuff. Just just pile it in.
Because we don't have enough stuff on our plate.
Yeah, why not?
So, anyway.
Do you see that?
What? Your white hair?
It's
salt and pepper? Oh, not the white hair?
No, I was talking about you're supposed to be like the silver fox.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the white hair that was.
Well, yeah, so I could play a doctor now on TV.
Oh.
Not a mature doctor, not a guy that just got out of med school. It's like, wow, he's a seasoned doctor, but he's not like old.
Right.
But now he's in his prime. That's what that is.
That's what that is. He blames all of his white hair on me.
The hair was jet black when we first met. Jet black. All of it.
At least you still have your hair.
It's still hanging in there. No, jet black, but now it's...
Mm-hmm. Keep talking.
It's a silver fox.
Silver fox.
Why do I got it? It's not good to name yourself a nickname. You're supposed to say it for me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't get the cues on that one. No. We should have talked about that before we started filming. I would have known. All right, we are losing sunlight. The sun has set. It's going to get pitch dark here very quickly. So we're going to end it here. Thanks again, everyone. We love you all. We hope you guys are doing great. And we will see you in the next video. Until then, adios.